What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Big Cat. I got the other Big Cat, Ojani, here, and we're going to open some Modern Horizons 3 Play Boosters. Yeah, it's launch day Friday. As per usual, when I get my boxes, I pull the most busted up and banged up ones. That's usually where the best rares are. And yeah, we're just going to open a box of Play Boosters. I'll probably drop another video this weekend on launch weekend. But yeah, such a cool set. It'll be cool to check out some Play Boosters. I know there's been a lot of collector's booster opening on YouTube lately that I've been watching. Really cool, some cool live stuff. But yeah, we're going to check out some Play Boosters. Haven't really opened much Play Booster product on my channel yet either. Let me get myself situated. So it'll just be interesting to see what this new era of product is like, especially with this really cool flashy set, kind of the big flashy summer set for this year. So come along, join me. If you're scanning that QR, hopefully it's not throwing your TV off. There's your draft archetypes. I think they also host that on Arena and the website now. Just move that out of the way. And yeah, we'll get right into it. Play Boosters. I'm not going to take too long on commons and uncommons. I will sort them out separately. There's a few commons on the rise, though, in this product. So we'll get right to it. Beautiful little cat warrior token. Looks like our foil common on top. Utter insignificance. Ooh, Ugin's Labyrinth right off the top. That's a big hit. Prices are falling, but as of filming, that's about a $50 card, just the regular one. Looking super clean. Great mythic to start our box with. Love that. Junk Diver, that's downshifted. It That Heralds the End. Love that new colorless frame. Stump Stomp. And Indebted Spirit. So we got five uncommons, so fun draft environment. Hydra Trainer. So we're going to set those aside just because we are going to sort those later. There are a few commons we want for Pauper, some uncommons, but great Ugin's Labyrinth. Big Eldrazi land is a hit there. Eldrazi Spawn, speaking of Eldrazi. An Eldrazi Repurposer, beautiful foil card there. Pearl Ear Imperial Advisor. I don't think Pearl Ear's getting much, but enchantment spells have infinity for auras, so whenever you cast an aura, the target's modified. So fun. Double rare in that pack. We've got Lealia, the Blade Reforged. You know, I think there's some hype around her a little bit. Just a fun commander card. Oh yeah, she's a reprint. What commander set is that from? I'm not sure. Snow-covered wastes. Those will probably go on to be something. Hold on to those. It's an uncommon land, uncommon. So 3 uncommons in that pack. So Play Boosters are kind of this new version of booster product. I think they realized there were some good things about set boosters. They just needed to be draftable. So they cracked the code. There's a Arena QR for anybody who wants that. That just goes separate. Foil uncommon, Rush of Inspiration, fun card. I think there's some hype around this one. Draw 2 cards, discard a card at random unless you pay 2 energy. It's a modal faced card as well. Beautiful little modal. Beautiful foil there. Imskar, Iron Eater. All I know about this guy is he's like the lowest take on Draft Sim for this set, so not much to say there. Affinity for artifacts. When you enter the battlefield, draw X, lose X, where X is half the number of artifacts you control, rounded down. Sacrifice an artifact and he deals damage to it. So he's got an artifact fling. I mean, not a bad Rakdos artifact guy. Cephalid Coliseum, that's a card we used to play back in the day. Pretty good little blue land, honestly. Lion Umbra in the retro frame. Little retro frame peeking at us. Emrakul's Messenger. Trickster Elk. And some commons. Okay. Just gonna keep going here. Great cards in this set, though. How big is this set? They don't put the number anymore, but Cephalid Coliseum's 300, so who knows? Could be quite a large set. Foul Strike, hit you with a bird. 6 is our next. Oh, it's a rare. It's not an uncommon. Very nice. 6 isn't bad. Green 2 for a 2/4 reach. Tree Folk. When it attacks, mill 3. Put a land card from among them in your hand. As long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. I think there's some fun potential there, especially different land matters. Like Pearl Medallion. The medallions will now be dollar rares, which is great. Beautiful card, though. Great to always have medallions. Null Elemental Blast. Yeah, some great uncommons. Marionette Apprentice. Great pickup in draft if you're playing some limited here of this format, which I think we'll all try to get down on. Fun way to break into Modern. I was talking to my brother about this set being really cool because I think it will... Oh, there's art cards. Now art cards are rarer instead of every pack. That's funny. There's our art card. Foil Swamp. Just a regular old Swamp. And then a foil Territory color, so your foil slot doesn't get eaten by a foil basic land. And Primal Prayers. What do we got here? When Primal Prayers enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. When you cast a creature spell with mana value 3 or less by paying energy. Oh, kind of an Aluren, energy Aluren. That's fun. And Meltdown, great Urza Saga reprint. Some hype on Meltdown, especially coming to Modern. Grim Servant. There we go. Okay, let's keep rolling. Just one mythic so far, but we did get a good hit. The old Ugin's Lab. Inspired Inventor. Fanatic of Ronus is our rare. It's not a bad little creature. It's a little awkward, but the body, there's some discussion on where this guy fits in Commander, but he'll probably find a home. Nadier's Nightblade is a great reprint from that Lathril Commander deck. Really strong combo potential there. Great tribal. Okay. Let's keep going. Don't make too much of a mess of our uncommons there. All the cards are valuable in Modern Horizons. You know what I will say too, compared to Modern Horizons 2, which was like heavily printed during COVID, the cards don't feel like low quality. So far, feeling pretty solid. There's a full art land, a beautiful full art land. That's an awesome foil full art there with Emrakul just like destroying the land side. Very nice. And Hex Gold Slith. Careful saying that. Almost feel like I could get in trouble. 2 colorless and X. Choose 2. It's a Kindred instant Eldrazi. Target player makes X 0/1 Eldrazi spawns, or target player scries X, then draws cards. Target creature with mana value X or less gets exiled, or exile up to X cards from their graveyard. It's not a bad utility colorless spell. Those Eldrazi decks probably need something like that. Decree of Justice, downshifted. Very nice. I feel like last summer or the last 2 summers in premium products, we were opening those as rares, so very nice to see that card downshifted. That may be a new thing we'll see, is like bulk rares then getting downshifted as the power level of Magic changes, which doesn't hurt. You can see where they price it. You know, Dominaria Remastered probably had that, and then a more expensive product, you can downshift it. There's our Full Out Mountain, looking good. Put that there. Genku, Future Shaper. Don't know much about him. That's our foil there. Unfortunate to get our foil rare there. But we've got, whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Create a creature token with those characteristics. Okay, so you get to pick like a modal creature. So great for Blink decks. That's a fun like extra guy in Blink decks, the Necrobloom. It's a 2/7 Abzan. Whenever land enters the battlefield on a landfall trigger, make a plant. If you control 7 or more lands, make a 2/2 zombie instead. Lands in your graveyard have dredge. And a full art Jet Medallion. So loaded little pack. Love that. Jet Medallion definitely gets played. We're a black mage in this house, and look at the great art. These new full art medallions are so awesome. Golly, that's awesome. Love that. Great card. That's funny that our first foil rare and our full art rare were in the same pack. Like, that's some interesting correlation there. That was like a 3 rare pack. Okay, another art card there. Ooh, with a signed one. I wonder if those will be worth more. That's a Brea? Ethereum Sculptor? Yep. Brea getting reprinted here. They want Brea to be... Oh, we got a good one, y'all. You can see it. I spoiled it. Foil Reform, though. That'll get played. Reform. And our second mythic of the box, Emrakul the World Anew. Very cool. Looking at pricing today. Yeah, he's a $40, $30 card. He's on his way down. They all are, but... You know what? You hold on to those Eldrazi's. Very cool. He is a 12/12 for 12. And when you cast him, gain control of all creatures target player controls. Flying, he's got protection from spells and permanents that were cast this turn. And when he leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all creatures you control. He also has a madness cost of 6 colorless pips. Not generic colorless. He cost 12 generic. Shrieking Drake. Reprinted from Visions. Very nice. Vexing Bauble. is a really interesting card. I think we'll see some cool hype on this. A great sideboard utility card, shuts down a lot of different combos. So yeah, nice box for us so far. One of the big drawies, a couple medallions and an Ugins. We're pretty happy here. What else do we got? We got another art card. Sorry if I'm off on the camera. Using a little bit of a different setup today. Foil. And there's Null Drifter, which I don't think should have been printed at rare, but it's very iconic and it's a beautiful card. This colorless retro frame is amazing to me. Like, I love that. So beautiful card. Savine's Reclamation, nice little Commander reprint. You know, this was creeping up there for a while. Nice little utility card. So some good Commander reprints. I do get the criticism of this set. It should just be called Commander Horizons. You know, every format's Commander, but like I said, I think if you sit back, this will open the format of Modern, and with the reprinting of the fetch lands, it makes Modern just more affordable. And I think they've got an eye on if they can make Commander and Modern the two like major formats of the game, and then Standard can kind of occupy like playing the new hotness. That'll be the best. We've got our second foil rare, Detectives Phoenix, so kind of a womp womp on our foil rares, not the biggest and boldest rares you want to hit in your foil slots. Those rare, precious foil slots getting eaten up there. And another Null Drifter. You can see we can do a little comparison for you. That retro frame doing a lot of work. Look at that. Now, it does also show, though, whether it's... I think it's zoomed in. Like, the art is larger, but I think it's because they have a more space on the new template. And I believe when they shifted the template, they mentioned that. Priest of Titania, that's a classic in this household. Great to see it reprinted because, boy, all of my copies are beat up. That's a card from before sleeves were popular, children. So, mint Urza's Block Priests, few and far between. We didn't use sleeves back in the day, believe it or not. Believe it or not, Quest for the Necropolis in foil. And then we've got Archway of Innovation. So it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island. It taps for blue, and the next spell you cast this turn has Improvise. That will see a ton of Commander play. That could... I don't know if that sees any Modern play. I'm not versed enough to tell you. Cursed Mirror just needed to be reprinted, so great little reprint there. Yeah, just full of great reprints. Little Wormcoil Larva is a very cute acknowledgement of Wormcoil Engine, a card that used to be the real gas kiddos. Again, showing my age here, but I hold on to those just from the... Man, I remember staying up late doing drafts on Moto and like turning my tickets in to get Wormcoil Engines just because they went in every deck at the time. Breathe Your Last in foil, Dreamtide Whale, another very iconic card from the set. A lot of people are really excited about it. Personally, it doesn't do much for me. I'm more of a Commander player, so if a big-bodied 3-mana guy like doesn't win the game, but Vanishing, Time decks, he's got this Proliferate is the exciting part. You cast your second spell each turn, Proliferate, and he's cheap. So a fun, interesting card. We'll see some creativity, more Rush of Inspiration. We've opened quite a few of those. Whoop, dropping cards everywhere. Okay, I mean, we're only about halfway and we've seen some good stuff, so this has been a really fun box to open, honestly. The play boosters, cute foil Corgi, Felia, and then our Fanged Flames, not Fanned Flames, not Fanning Flames, Fanged Flames, the Party Thrasher, he's out here. Non-creature spells you cast from exile have Convoke. This will be interesting for Prosper decks that want to do creatures or other some such. Ophiomancer, still hanging in at rare. They know they can still get their buck for it, but it's nice. We needed some Ophiomancer reprints. It was creeping up as well, and it's a combo engine. Always nice to get a new minty Ophiomancer. Boggart Trawler, another modal face card. And there we have it. Okay. Boy, some nice cards here. A lot of Commander reprints, but it's cool to see those are injected into Modern. I think they're like I said, I think they're starting to see that they can make Commander's level of interaction the entry ramp to Modern. Flare of Denial, that's the other big rare there. Very, very nice to see. As of filming right now, a regular Flare. I'm not seeing it. All the fancy flares are a couple bucks. Let's see, Flare of Denial. Because all the borderless flares are kind of hot right now, but that's a great rare. You can sacrifice a non-token blue creature to counter target spell. I mean, in a lot of commander formats, and the fact that it only costs 3 to hard cast, Flare of Denial is arguably better than Force of Will. You know, definitely has to do with deck construction, but I'd say in Commander, probably easier to rely on that than I've just noticed sometimes in Commander you have a tendency to be in multiple colors. Card advantage is huge, and you don't hard cast Force of Will. It just doesn't happen for you. Foil Retro Frame Lion Umbra. Not bad to see Umbra's back. I mean, there's some of the best little enchantments there. Psychic Frog. Everybody's hype on this guy. Blue and a black. He's the new Psychotog meets oh gosh, Shadow Mage Infiltrator. Shout out to John Finkel, the GOAT. Whenever Psychic Frog deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, draw a card. And that's, oh, it is combat damage. If you discard a card, he gets +1/+1. And exile 3 cards from your graveyard, he gets evasion. So, fun little card. I mean, it'll be cool to see a deck in Modern that uses that guy. Buried Alive. Love Buried Alive from Weatherlight. Good to see it. This was the reprint, I believe, from Judgment Block. Because I think that's the Cabal on there. But Buried Alive, again, I play black, so that's a combo. Sinking to Stupor. This is one of those little money uncommons right now. Catching a few bucks, pretty hype. You know, it's a bounce spell, it's tempo, and it's modal. So, Quest for the Acropolis, excuse me, Brain Surge, the cute little wink at Brainstorm. Man, remember 10 years ago when Brainstorm was arguably the best card, one of the best cards in Magic, and now it's like not really playable other than like certain decks? It tells you how much the game has changed, like the way we interact and treat cards. Because Brainstorm used to be like the jam. Another Brea there. I don't know how many art cards they do in a set now. Foil Snow-Covered Wastes. You know what? That'll probably be worth $1 or $2. We hold on to that. Look at that. With that beautiful, that's classy. Harbinger of the Seas. Non-basic lands. Our island. This was one of the first cards, I believe, spoiled from the set or leaked. Yeah, it's a blue Blood Moon for Merfolk. Is giving Merfolk Blood Moon enough to get them back in the meta in Modern? Merfolk used to be like a legacy deck, and it might still be, but the game's changed a lot. But a 3, I mean, it's a Blood Moon on a body, and it's a wizard and a Merfolk. This is really a card to keep your eye on. Deep Analysis has become one of the most overprinted cards ever. Isn't it in like every Modern level set now? I feel like we get Deep Analysis once a year. Not that it's bad, I just feel like I've, you know, PM me, I'll mail you a stack of Deep Analysis. Foreboding Landscape in our foil slot there. Interesting, it's in that foil land slot, so it looks like we will get another. Flare of Denial in the retro. Very nice, very nice. Very happy to get our hands on a few of those. That's going to be the hot card. Imagine if this was printed in a Commander product, you guys. This would have been Deflecting Swat. This would have been whatever that blue version of Deflecting Swat is. You know what I mean? This card would have been so much more expensive. So very nice to see that here at Rare. They don't need utility counter spells that cost $1 million. Like, they really don't. So that's great. Another Snow-Covered Waste. Very, very nice. And that's it for our uncommons. Boy, we're getting some nice packs, though. If we get a few more Drazies, those Drazies, which we're going to do. I mean, we're doing pretty great. Here's a Full Art Forest. It'll give us an idea, too, though. If we just pull everything, it'll tell you cards in this set will drop quickly. Ondu Not Master. This is a fun little creature. I think this guy's not... Black-white actually seems pretty hot in this limited series. Echoes of Eternity. 3 colorless and 3. If a triggered ability of a colorless spell you control or another thing, then you get that ability another time. That's not really usually what Eldrazi's do. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it. You may choose new targets. So great for the Drazi tribals out there. Annoyed Altasaur. Urza's Cave. I think Urza's Cave is going to become a staple. Keep an eye out. I mean, it adds a colorless and search your library for a land. I mean, it's a land that keeps you on curve and can tutor up your land, like it's in a lot of Commander decks. That's fantastic. Your Cabal Coffers, your Urborg, your, you know, these lands that'll let you win the game. There's another art card for you. Tempest Harvester and foil. Nether Goyf, another very nice mythic there. The Return of the Goyfs. Man, just when we thought the Goyfs were dead, here they are. They're back. Yeah, I mean, he comes out of the yard, he costs 1. He's just a very pushed black Goyf. There you go. And Arena of Glory. Exert it to add 2 red. That, you know, there's some talk around this. Arena of Glory might see some hype. A very nice little card there. So, yeah. And Recruiter of the Guard. Wow, 2 mythics in that pack. So we really got a big fat hit. Yeah, hype on the Recruiter as well. They're finishing up that Recruiter cycle. So very, very nice. There, we've done pretty well for ourselves there. All right. It's a Conspiracy reprint. Oh boy. There's a Forest. Oh boy, we're just flanging them. Sorry. Kozilek's Unsealing and Foil Amphibian Downpour. Flash and Storm. Enchanted creature loses all abilities. So a Flash, Storm, Humiliate. Cute for Storm decks. That effect is awkward to operate with Storm. You know what I mean? How often are you like, I need to shut down both of these pieces? Not bad though. I mean, Flash and Storm. I guess technically you kill someone's commander and then you play this right after and you could frog out their other 2 commanders and literally just turn the whole table's commanders off except for your own. That shows you how salty I am. Galvanic Discharge, not bad. White Orchid Phantom, I really like this card. 2 white, it's a Spirit Knight. It's got flying and first strike, but when it enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target non-basic land, and they can put a plains in. Great tempo, great body. I don't know if this has a home in Modern or even Commander. I just like this card. Like, it reminds me of the kind of utility white weenies I used to love to play. So, great card there. Boom. All right. Let's see, do we get another big mythic? Recruiter of the Guard art card, Eviscerator's Insight and Foil, Aether Revolt. As long as a permanent you control left the battlefield, if a source you control will deal non-combat damage to an opponent, deals 2 more. That's fine. Whenever you get 1 or more energy, Aether Revolt deals that much damage. I don't know if energy wants to do this. This just puts a target on your back. It takes you off the strat. Like, it's not synergizing with energy except for damage. It may be a combo piece, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. Aether Spike in the retro frame is pretty cool to look at, certainly. All right. This has been a pretty great opening. We've opened some really fun stuff. There's another one of those portraits. There's a Tranquil Landscape in foil for you. Another Ganku. He ganked us earlier in our foil slot, unfortunately. Double-sided token. Not too many of those. Junk Diver in foil. That's just fine. Flare of Cultivation. Not bad. The flares are pretty hot to trot. Yeah, I think the green one's doing okay. And an Emerald Medallion, so not bad. We're 3 medallions on a box, which used to like make a box in some sets. So, you know, push it over the edge. I mean, again, I'm not really going to quote a ton of prices at you because this is released Friday when this is being shot. So the price, you know, check back in 2 weeks. Foil Sink into Stupor, though. That's pretty cool. Springheart Nantuko, really like this card. Green's quietly been building up some very nice bestow with the new Nantukos and things. Yeah, I mean, it's a +1/+1 bestow for the same cost as a 1/1, and it's got a landfall trigger. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay this same cost, and if it's attached to a creature, if you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So some really fun stuff to do, like Scoop Mob or things like that, where you can start to get like these really wide replicating landfall triggers, but also a nice aura. Classic Victimize. The new art on Victimize is really cool, and just Victimize is good. Play Victimize. Fell to Profane, another great name. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. It's a hero's downfall, but it's modal. I mean, that's sick. Yeah, enters the battlefield tapped. You can pay 3 life. If you don't, you know, it's tapped. But I mean, it creates black mana and it's a hero's downfall. Pretty great. Null Elemental Blast, we talked about it. It's going to be a solid card. Again, some great, usually my videos, I just kind of shift the bulk, but commons and uncommons will be relevant from this set right now. Be very cool to see, especially with Pauper. Gravedigg, cute nod to Gravedigger here. It's an Entwine for Gravedigger, or it's one half of him. Just a cute card. Flare of Malice. Another flare, you may sacrifice a non-token black creature rather than pay its mana cost. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker with the greatest value. So an Edict, you can get rid of your bad card and start a loop and take out their most expensive card, but still that's a tricky, sloppy Edict. Sylvan Safekeeper, the reprint of the first Champions card that took years to develop when they came back after they denied it, but haven't seen this guy in a long time, so a very, very nice reprint there. Go look up the history on that card. Some really interesting, IRL history on the Sylvan Safekeeper. Another token. A Molten Gatekeeper. Don't gatekeep Magic. Shifting Woodland. When it enters the battlefield tapped, unless you control a forest that adds a green, it has Delirium, and it becomes a copy of target permanent in your graveyard until end of turn. That's fun. Don't know if that's critical, but it's certainly fun. Breaker of Creation is a very nice uncommon. Whenever you cast a spell, gain 1 life for each colorless permanent you control. So kind of the opposite. He's hunched over. It's Gary, but for he's hexproof from each color, and he's got Annihilator too. So it's a big fat Gary for colorless. He's just a big mean threat. A bomb in limited, certainly, if you've got the means to deploy him. Snake token. A Riddlegate Gargoyle in foil. A Crabomination. A lot of stink around this guy right now. People are looking at ways to make him work and kind of scam Rakdos decks or mono black Krabbins with the Zombie Lord in this set. Nesting Grounds. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Nesting Grounds. Alrighty, we're getting down to the home stretch here. Been a little while since we've opened a Mythic. Not too many Mythics. We're kind of on rate. It's interesting to have this be our first Play Booster box. Beautiful foil full art land there. A Hope Ender Coatl. Winter Moon, another big card in the set. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap steps. Kind of a Winter Orb meets Blood Moon, but also what's that other moon card? I always forget. There's that other moon they printed in red. Arboreal Moon. It's not nearly as good. Winter Moon though, that's great. Shrieking Drake, Vexing Bauble again, great uncommons. Nyxborn Unicorn, great limited guy. Pick him up. He's a 2/2 on 2 with Mentor, and you can bestow and give the creature Mentor, which is wild. So great on curve. Pick those up in your next draft. Like I said, white seems pretty strong in this set's limited environment. All right, how are we doing on time? 28 minutes on the home stretch. Not bad at all. Foil Full Art Forest. Phyrexian Ironworks, very nice. The other big rare, Warren Soul Trader. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token. He's got potential written all over him. Wirewood Symbiote, another null elemental blast. All right, let's keep rocking. Copy token, a Full Art Forest, a Corrupted Shapeshifter in foil, and Devourer of Destiny, another big Drazi, 2 colorless and 5 generic. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of your first upkeep, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may put one of those cards back on top of your library, exile the rest. When you cast a spell, exile target permanent. So nice tempo, sets you up, takes out a threat, kind of a Spine of Ish-Sha with a body, about the same cost. So in a Drazi deck, definitely replaces Spine. Yeah, that's a saucy little number. Between this and the cards from Commander Masters last year and that EDH deck, we might make ourselves a little modern day Eldrazi deck here. Arcbound Condor and Flage, very nice. Flage, there's some hype around Flage. I wouldn't have thought so, but white and red 1. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 to any target and you gain life. So kind of, oh gosh, what is that giant Incendiary Inferno Titan meets Lightning Helix, and then it escapes for 4. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. But in a fast deck, this will finish the game or clear the board. Like he's hot to trot. Ruby Medallion. We're almost on the full set of medallions. Kiddos. I think we just need a Sapphire Medallion and we'll have run the table on medallions. Crazy, right? You can open a whole box and get a full play set of medallions, one for every deck you play. Writhing Chrysalis. Ooh, very nice. A little showcase. Aragast, Erupting Nullkite. Looking good in that portrait. He's 9 for 6/6 and emerges on 8. When you cast a spell, you may exile your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. Flying, and each creature spell you cost has emerged. The emerge cost is equal to its mana cost. Great, great, powerful hit there. Very nice. 2 mythics coming in at the end there. Doing us right. All right, last 2 packs. Probably won't get another big Drazi, but we did pretty well for ourselves in this video, so thank you for watching. There's a Plains, there's a Warped Tusker, there's an Ugin's Binding, so the Mythic's all hiding at the bottom. Blue and 2, and it has Devoid. It's an instant. Return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. Whenever you cast a colorless spell with mana value 7 or greater, you may exile this card from your graveyard. When you do, return each non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. Each. Yeah, spicy. That's a new Cyclonic Rift type card. Just what the Eldrazi's needed, their own Cyclonic Rift. Okay, and we're gonna finish up here. Eldrazi Spawn, Foil Deep Analysis, because we don't have enough, and Nadu, very nice. This was a great box. Yeah, Nadu, he's green, blue, and 1, and he's flying. Whenever creatures you control, whenever this creature becomes the target of spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it on the battlefield, otherwise put it in your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn, so 2 targets every turn, and you're gonna just win the game very quickly. And green-blue didn't have enough cheap, fast commanders with insane value and advantage baked in, so it's good to see them finally get something. Oh, another Sink into Stupor, and yeah, that'll bring us to a close. I mean, we did pretty great. 3 or 4 Sink into Stupors, a couple Flares of Denial, almost a full set of medallions. We got the Soul Trader and the Winter Moon, some of the big Eldrazi cards, and a Nadu to wrap it up. And in our Mythic slot, Ugin's Binding, a Showcase Aragast, Flage, the Recruiter of the Guard, Nethergoyf, an Emrakul, and an Ugin's Labyrinth. So we did fantastic. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to be doing one more of these, and then I've got some of the gift bundles with collector's boosters coming out too. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.